Your drink, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you. Could you bring me some ice?
Of course, sir. Monsieur le Président.
There is no possible doubt. This dart we found in the president's neck is from an Amaztec blowpipe. The poison on the tip induces total paralysis with a permanent effect.
4 world leaders struck down within 24 hours. And all in the same way.
Have the medical teams come up with anything, Sam?
No, the paralysis is total, both physical and mental. They're like human cabbages.
This is incredible. And you say, Dr. Aston, the Amaztecs were wiped out 300 years ago?
That's right, by the Spaniards under Cortes.
Doctor, you're an acknowledged authority on the Amaztec civilization. I want you to tell us everything about them you think is relevant to the present situation.
Well, the Amaztecs were a tribe of South American Indians, a highly educated, gentle people. They had 2 gods. One good, Quetzalcoatl, and one evil, Huitzilopochtli. In time, the gods fought. Evil won, and the Amaztecs were forced to obey him. Where they were once gentle, they became cruel. They made human sacrifices and invented a secret poison. They also had an antidote for it, something that would cancel out the effect.
An antidote? That's what we need now. How do we find this lost civilization?
Well, several expeditions have located and examined ruined Amaztec temples, and there are still a few Indians in the area, scattered in tiny groups in the jungle. My guess is that someone has gathered them together and revived the old culture at one of these temples.
But how would he do it?
He could convince the Indians he was the sun god, Quetzalcoatl, or Huitzilopochtli, the god of darkness. It could even be a child, a young boy.
A boy?
Yes. The Amaztecs believed that children were sacred and must not be harmed.
That's very interesting. Sam, I think you ought to contact Professor McLean, just for the record. The record, Sam.
Gotcha, Chief. I'll phone him right away.
Please go on, Doctor.
Well, I've been on several expeditions to the area myself.
Professor McLean here.
It's Sam, Mac.
Oh, hello, Sam.
Listen, Mac, we'd like you to record a brain pattern.
All right. When?
Right away. The subject's in Shane Weston's office now.
Okay, Sam, I'll get down to the laboratory.
Thanks, Mac. I'll explain it all later.
Yes, I've heard that all before. Bye, Sam.
Was it important, Dad?
Yeah. Come on, Joe. We've got work to do.
The Aztecs were driven to the foothills of the Andes. This once great civilization crumbled in a few years. One of the great mysteries is that although they were so culturally advanced, they had no knowledge of one of the fundamental inventions of the rest of the world, the wheel. It is an unexplained and tragic fact. Well, to return to the problem in hand. It would certainly be a most dangerous undertaking to try and find that lost tribe and the antidote.
Is the recording finished, Dad?
Yes, Joe. I think we've been running long enough. Well, I wonder what this is all about.
Well, gentlemen, incredible as it may seem, somewhere in the Amazon jungle there must be a lost tribe of Aztecs. And somehow the poison they perfected centuries ago is being smuggled out into our world and used.
Well, thank you, Dr. Aston. You've been most helpful. My chauffeur will take you home.
Thank you. If there's anything else, please do not hesitate to call me. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor. What do you make of it, Chief?
I don't like it, Sam. 4 of the world's leading statesmen seem to be in the hands of a ghost from the past.
O great God, I offer you the poison of Huitzilopochtli.
Leave it on the altar. The work of the Lord of Evil will be continued.
Well, Joe, you now have the brain pattern of Dr. Aston. An aerial reconnaissance of the area has established signs of activity at one of the ruined temples near the foothills of the Andes.
It may be an idea to parachute me in there, Sam. That should produce the greatest impression on the Indians.
Good idea, Joe. I'll arrange it.
Fine. Anything else, Sam?
Yeah, one other thing. We've kept this classified information for security reasons. We know why the 4 world leaders have been struck down. Money. We've been offered a supply of the antidote if we pay 10 million pounds into a Swiss bank account.
You mean they're being kept in a coma for ransom? Have we any idea who's behind this?
We don't know. But it looks like a big organization. They're clever and ruthless. It amounts to kidnapping by remote control. The victim stays in a coma until the money's paid.
Or until I get the antidote. When do we leave?
We fly to Quito, Ecuador tonight. And from there to the temple. Candy, Joe?
Thanks. Oh,
What's wrong, Joe?
those inoculations I had. My arm hurts.
Don't worry, son. Your arm will be better by tomorrow.
What is the meaning of this Proctor? Why do you come to the temple without being summoned? Do you defy the high priest of Huitzilopochtli?
No, Lord. I came to make an offering to the sun god. Our people suffer greatly under the rule of darkness.
You dare to defile the altar with an offering to Quetzalcoatl. Go, before the wrath of the god of evil descends on you and all the people.
Better put on your glasses, Joe. We're near the dropping zone.
Okay, Dad.
You should land around here. About 15 miles from the temple.
I'd like to be nearer, Sam. Say 5 miles. Around here.
Okay, Joe. You're the boss.
Ready, Joe?
Ready?
Remember, Joe, we'll be standing by at the airstrip. Call us in if you need help.
Good luck, son. All right, away you go.
Look! Can it be that the sun god comes to deliver us from the hand of evil? Let his arrival be announced.
Joe90 to Sam Louver.
Loud and clear, Joe.
I've landed safely, Sam.
How does it look?
There's no one around. I'll just sit tight and wait for them to find me.
God of darkness, Huitzilopochtli. God of darkness,
Who calls the high priest of evil?
Ataka, Lord. I come to tell you of the man-god who dropped from the sky
Where is this impostor?
towards the sunrise, in the forest.
Huitzilopochtli knows of his presence, and he commands you through me to seek him out and destroy him.
Yes, God of darkness.
Tonight, when the sun goes down, find him. Destroy him. Destroy him.
It's been 7 hours now, Sam.
I can't understand it, Joe. They should have found you by now.
I know, Sam, but I've got a feeling they're not too far away.
Take him. At dawn, we will offer this intruder to Huitzilopochtli at the temple. He will be destroyed. O great Lord of darkness, Huitzilopochtli,
You have done well, Ataka. I would accept this sacrifice. Destroy him.
No! Do you defy the law by killing a child?
he must be sacrificed. It is the will of evil.
Even a god must obey the law. This child is sacred.
I am the law, and I say he dies.
In the name of Quetzalcoatl, I asked for the right of trial by entombment.
See, he speaks our tongue. I saw him drop from the sky. I believe he is the child of the sun god.
I too saw him drop from the sun.
Silence! What is this trial by entombment?
It is to test the validity of a child of the sun god.
Has anyone survived this test?
No, Lord. Many have tried, but all have perished.
So be it. Take him to the mountain.
Joe90 to base. Come in, please.
Hello, Joe. Where are you?
Entombed in a mountain.
Entombed? Joe, what's happened?
These people have half convinced themselves I'm the child of the sun god. But the first problem is to get out of here.
Can we be of any assistance, Joe?
No, Sam. I've got to do this unaided. The Amaztec used these tombs as a trial, but it's always very difficult to find the way out. I'm going to take a look around. We'll contact you later. Out.
Rockel, why do you stare at the mountain?
I pray to Quetzalcoatl for the child.
Your prayers will not help. He will perish in the tomb.
Joe90 to Sam Louver.
Go ahead, Joe.
There's an underground channel leading off from the main passageway, cut by floodwater.
Is it big enough to get through, Joe?
I think so, Sam. Anyway, I'm going to try it.
How long has Joe been down there now, Sam?
A little over an hour, Mac.
Well, there's still nothing we can do except wait.
Yeah.
Starting to rain. Rain, Sam!
Joe, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Sam.
Listen, Joe, it started to rain. That channel could become a raging torrent in minutes.
I know, Sam. I didn't want to worry you, but the level's been rising for the last 5 minutes. And I'm beginning to feel pretty tired.
We're coming in to get you out, Joe.
No, Sam. I've got to do this alone.
Joe? Joe! Come in, Joe. Answer me, Joe90.
It's okay, Sam. I'm out. I'm going to the temple. That's where the antidote must be.
Proctor,
Yes, Lord.
you have defied the evil god Huitzilopochtli.
I cry for my people under the rule of darkness.
As high priest, I banish you to the land beyond the mountains. If you return, you will suffer a traitor's death. Now go. I said go.
It is a miracle. Look! The child of the sun god lives!
All right, come out with your hands up. You don't scare me with your hidden speakers and lights.
Who are you?
Joe90, World Intelligence.
A kid from World Intelligence?
I want that antidote. There is no escape. The game's over.
Surrender to a kid. You must be out of your mind. Well, one shot of the antidote and the 4 world leaders recovered immediately.
Yes, Chief, it's an amazing product. They claim they never felt better in their lives, and there may soon be scientific evidence to back it up.
Yeah, I know how they feel. Sometimes I wish I could go into a coma and wake up invigorated a couple of weeks later. Don't point that thing, Joe.
And because of the evidence you found in the temple, Joe, WIN were able to arrest the whole organization.
Right, Professor. It was a clean sweep. Joe, what are you doing? Joe, that thing isn't loaded. Listen, I was only kidding about that coma. Joe, do something, Sam.